Okay, so Lenz Pac, whenever you guys are ready, you can begin.
Cool. Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, we're Lenz Pac, and we're the toiletry bag for eyewear. I'm Luke Rosenzweig.
I'm Dia Agarwal.
I'm Will Asplin.
I'm Kate Levinsky.
And I'm Gavin Tepez.
Last winter, I went on a trip where every couple of days we were changing locations. And because of this, I only had like 30 minutes to pack my suitcase, and I ended up leaving my contacts. I had packed my glasses case, my contact solution, everything I needed, but I just left my contacts. I was stuck wearing my glasses, which were just so uncomfortable, unflattering, and overall a huge hassle. After doing some more research on Statista, we found that there's 3.6 million adolescents in the United States who also wear contacts and glasses. And after interviewing 40 people, 80% of them expressed a need for a more compact, portable, and sophisticated way to pack their eyewear. This is Jake Smith. He's a 14-year-old student at Barrington High School, and he's on a travel hockey team. He travels every month, but because he's a teenager and always in a rush, he just throws his eyewear in that plastic bag. This leads to broken glasses, not enough contacts, forgetfulness, and overall just a very messy, ineffective way to travel. Our team, Lenz Pac, has acknowledged this issue, and we understand that there are three main kinds of contact wearers. This is why we've created two versions of our Lenz Pac. Both of our cases come in a hard shell material to ensure that your eyewear stays safe, and our first case on the left is for daily contact wearers. The top compartment of our case has elastic straps to keep your $100 frames nice and safe, and the bottom section of our case has room for up to 1 week's worth of contacts, as well as any other eyewear necessities like wipes. Our second model of our case is for bi-weekly and monthly contact wearers. We have a compartment extra vials to keep extra solution with you. The bottom of our case has room for your glasses and other eyewear necessities. We understand that there's a toiletries bag for your makeup, for your hygiene products, but there's not a compact, portable, and organized way to travel with your eyewear. The Lenz Pac team has acknowledged this struggle, and in the future, we plan on adding more options like customability with different patterns and colors, and overall making our case more luxurious.
As Dia said, our target market has been adolescents who travel out, as we found that they're the ones who experience the most issues when it came to packing and organizing their eyewear. However, recently we've been experimenting with the age groups in which we target with our online advertisements, and we found that we actually experience a higher conversion rate to our website when we target older age groups. Because of this, if we receive funding, when moving on with our marketing, we will shift all of our online advertisements to our new customer segment, which would be parents of younger adolescents with contacts and glasses, while still keeping the adolescents as the main user. For our competitive analysis, most of our competitors are pretty much still the same since February. Our indirect competitors are still little plastic baggies and regular toiletry bags, which people just shove their eyewear into. And our primary direct competitor is still Kaz, to sell a case which has two sides to it. However, since it has two sides to it, reviews on their website have said that it is too bulky and can be hard to travel with. To make our case better, we added a little carabiner so you can just clip it onto a suitcase or backpack, which makes for much easier transportation. And because we have mesh compartments, which gives the customer some customization, because they can organize things how they'd want to instead of being restricted to built-in compartments that are in Kaz case. For our pricing strategy, we utilized value-based pricing by interviewing 35 people ages 15 to 54. And of those 35 people, 85% said they'd be willing to pay $18 for one of our cases and 3 vials.
Throughout the course of our MVP, the main source of marketing has been online via Instagram and Facebook. However, we did visit 3 local eyewear shops and gave them posters with all of our information. Initially, we targeted young teens just transitioning into glasses and contacts. However, we found those ads weren't getting the click rate we desired. We learned the young teens were our consumer, but not our end customer. We then shifted gears and started advertising towards the parents, and those ads fared much better, averaging 2,198 views and 39 clicks, which is roughly a 2% click rate. We also plan on ramping up our advertisements during travel seasons such as Christmas, holidays, and spring break. In year one, we assume that we will sell 160 cases for a total revenue of $2,955. Year three, we project a large increase in sales because that is when we predict we will enter Walgreens. There are 474 Walgreens in Illinois, and our goal is to reach 4% of these, which is 23 total shops. If we are able to sell 10 products a month to each shop, we will grow at a whopping 650% growth rate. Years 4 and 5, we project we will increase at 250% each year due to the fact that we will enter more shops, and as our revenue increases, so will our marketing budget, leaving us with a total revenue in year 5 of an approximated $730,000. The total eyewear market is $138.7 billion, leaving us with the serviceable addressable market of $64.8 million. That consists of teens under the age of 18 who wear both contacts and glasses. As previously stated, in year 5, we'll have $730,000 in revenue, which is roughly 1% of our serviceable addressable market. In year 5, we have a gross profit of $411,365 and an approximated net profit of $58,960. We understand there's a substantial gap between our gross and net profit. However, we account for this in our SG&A and marketing costs. We understand the importance of brand awareness and intend to market heavily in our initial years. The cost of goods sold. It costs us $7.85 to produce one Lenz Pac case. It costs us 16 cents for the elastic, 14 cents for the mesh, $2 for the hard shell case, 11 cents for the vials, 10 cents for the custom sticker, 34 cents in packaging, and $5 in labor. This leaves us with a gross margin of $10.15% and a gross margin percent of 56.4%. In the first three years, we're going to sell our product directly through the Lenz Pac website. This will have a 0% selling cost, and we will make 100% of the profits. In years 3 and above, we plan to get into convenience stores and eyewear shops. These shops will have a 28% selling cost, and we will only make 72% of the profits.
For our MVP testing, we primarily tested our solution. This means testing the different styles and layouts of the case. We created 7 prototypes to give out to people on their spring break travels. After they returned from spring break, we got feedback on aspects of the case they liked and or disliked. People said that they did not like the layout because the mesh compartments were too small. From there, we took this feedback and made a new case. We made one case for those with daily contacts, and we made a second style of case for those with bi-weekly and bi-monthly contacts. After giving the adjusted case out to 10 more people, 100% of the people that tried it said all their contacts were able to fit. Near the end of our MVP testing phase, we began to test our customer segment. We aired 4 ads on Instagram. The first 2 ads were towards teens and did not get us a very high click rate on our landing page. Next, we aired 2 more ads targeted towards older age groups, ages 38 to 55. These advertisements got us a much higher click rate on our landing page. On our landing page, our key metric was pre-orders originally. Unfortunately, the pre-order button was confusing and made you put in your credit card information even though you weren't actually purchasing anything. Because of this, we were unable to receive any pre-orders on our landing page. In the last week of our MVP testing, we changed our key metric to emails, and we are still yet to receive any. In the future, if we receive funding, we would up our landing page to match our luxury product. We would also continue to advertise on Instagram, but also expand our advertising to Facebook and also using search engine optimization. Lastly, we would continue to test our customer segment in depth with airing more ads targeted towards older age groups.
We're seeking $11,000 for a 36% stake in our company. Our pre-money valuation is $19,442, which we got this from our revenue assumptions and our financial model, which we talked about earlier. With the $11,000, we'll be covering startup costs, legal fees, additional marketing, and covering our cumulative loss. $8,000 of the $11,000 is dedicated to our legal fees, which is our design patent, utility patent, and trademark. We'll be trademarking the Lenz Pac name from there. Our additional marketing will be continued on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll try to have a more enhanced search for our dollar. Our maximum income loss is $1,132, which we'll recover from pretty quickly, especially when we go into stores in the next 3 years our profit will grow exponentially. Our liquidity cushion is $1,834. Our internal return rate is 79.49%, and our money multiple is 17.7 times. Thank you so much for listening. Now, who's ready to pack it up with Lenz Pac?
Thank you, Lenz Pac. Much appreciated. Margarita, why don't you go ahead and
Okay.
jump in?
Great job, guys. Just a quick professional background. I work with Uncharted Learning. I was part of the original gang along with Carlos Saez, who helped bring about Incubator EDU, and at that time representing the Educational Foundation. And since then, we've had nearly a couple hundred high schools around the country and around the world adopt Incubator EDU. So I very much am still living in your shoes of startups. Questions regarding Lenz Pac. As the country starts to return to activities that we all want to do, such as travel, there's going to be pent-up demand to do those kinds of activities, and then also the stuff that goes with it. So Lenz Pac has got the potential to be that kind of travel item, I think, that can solve some issues and help people just make their life work more seamlessly. So I applaud the whole concept. Some questions for you regarding your potential distribution channels. So iShops makes sense to me. Walgreens, tell me why that makes sense to you.
We chose Walgreens because it's just a quick and easy place. I don't know about you guys, but I spend a lot of time in Walgreens. I get a lot of my toiletries there. Like if I'm gonna get toothbrush,
Mhm.
and Dia was talking, she has contacts, she gets her solution there. So we thought it'd be a perfect place, toothbrush, all your travel necessities will just be right there. So you can just get it in one-stop shopping.
Great rationale. Some things about brick and mortar retail. In order to get in there, you have to basically come bearing gifts for those retail chains. And the key gift that they want to have is the hard data that you already have a ready customer base. They're less likely to put out something new and hope that people find it. So I would encourage you to continue your online presence and really honing who that target is so that you can basically bring that evidence to places like a Walgreens. Something that I have learned also in my work with Incubator EDU high schools across the country is that Walmart has become a lot friendlier to entrepreneurs and particularly to student teams like you. And at least pre-pandemic, they were dedicating literally a wall to entrepreneurship startup products. So that may be someone you want to visit and speak to the manager and bring your samples with you, because you might find a ready ear there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. Fellow judges, your turn.
Actually, we have a question from Allie. Or is
Okay.
it, no, I'm sorry, Carlos, sorry.
Hey guys, congratulations, great presentation. I was just curious how you validated, following up on Margarita's point regarding selling into a brick and mortar retailer, how you validated the, I guess your cost of goods sold assumption or your selling assumption in terms of how much of a wholesale discount you'd have to give these retailers in order to carry your product.
Yeah, so Hogs helped us out a lot with that one. So we were talking to him and he was telling us 28% is a good number.
Got it. My reaction is that seems a little low. So, maybe would bear a little bit more research and potentially see how sensitive your model is to that assumption. It may be that it doesn't matter, you're still fine, even if you have to give away half the margin or more, but still 28% seems a little low, Hogs.
No comment.
Hi, this is Mike. Is there a cost differentiation between the two different packages that you have?
Actually, there is not a cost differentiation because we're using all the same supplies and around the same amount of them. So they all cost the exact same to make, whether it's for the daily contact wearers case or the biweekly and bi-monthly contacts case.
And then just as a, from your kind of vision of how the customer is going to use the product, is this something that would potentially replace like the traditional dock kit, or what I call dock kit, toiletry kit, that most people put all their other stuff in? Or how do you kind of view your product interrelating with that if someone's going on a trip?
Yeah, so I think it would just be something that you have both of them. You have, your regular toiletry bag for all of your other things, and you have our Lenz Pac case to travel with. It wouldn't replace the normal toiletry bag, which you pack like your toothpaste and all that sort of stuff in. So it would just be sort of an additional thing that you have with you when you travel.
The Lenz Pac is kind of an alternative to bringing your glasses case along with maybe a bag of any extra supplies. So rather than having to travel with your glasses in your glasses case, your contacts in a plastic bag, your solution in your check-in, it just is a very consolidated way to bring all of your eyewear with you. It's not necessarily a toiletries bag for all aspects, including your hygiene products or any cosmetics you'd be bringing with.
So then and I guess the source of my question was the larger, I guess, more robust package that you had. It was stuffed with those daily wear contacts. So was that just sort of more of a visual thing than an intended use for that mesh?
I guess in a way it is the functionality of the case. The case for daily contact wearers does keep 7 days worth of individual contacts. So it is the toiletries bag for your eyewear. And it is kind of where you can keep everything you need. So it is where you would keep all of your contacts, your glasses, everything you need for that travel, depending on how long you are there for.
Thank you.
We got about 2 minutes.
I'm just adding to what a couple others have said. I think this is definitely a brick and mortar thing where, you don't know you need something like this till you're, in the optometrist or in the travel store or thinking about either traveling or your eyewear. So I would definitely be looking into those channels and making sure that you have a mechanism to get those onto the shelves, either local optometrists or whatever channels you're looking for.
So Lenz Pac team, are you in it to win it, or is this an academic experience?
We are actually in it to win it. If we receive funding, we would all continue the business,
Okay.
except Will actually does not want to continue. But the rest of the 4 of us, Dia, me, Gavin, and Luke, all want to continue with the business if we receive funding.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, board. Thank you, Lenz Pac. Great job.